Hi, I'm Laura Bartow from Studio One Stampers. I want to welcome you to my 8th in a series on celebration ideas. I'm so sad that celebration is ending so soon. February 28th is the last day to order these fabulous products, and I think I'm going to be heartbroken when it's over. But anyway, maybe this stamp set will make me feel better. It's called Heal Your Heart. And I don't know about you, but I am so in need of sending cards to make people feel better about losses and illness and all kinds of things. So this is a perfect stamp set for me to use. And I've paired it with this gorgeous fine art floral designer series paper. This is the paper that's featured on the front of our occasions catalog, and it's been hand painted. Our artists at Stampin' Up have actually taken the paint and the canvas and hand painted each one of these designs and then photographed them so we could have them in our collection. Using these cards makes me feel like I'm part of a gallery. And I hope that you enjoy this gorgeous, gorgeous paper and the stunning cards that you can make with this. Well, this Heal Your Heart stamp set has just been a go-to for me. Wishing that I could heal your heart, and thank you and sorry for your loss, and wonderful greetings to put inside as well. It's so useful, and these are the kind of cards that people need to receive. So I hope that you'll plan on making lots and lots of these kinds of cards. I have to admit that using this fine art floral paper is about the easiest thing in the world, just because it's so gorgeous. All these hand-painted images, and then the background be having little pieces to go with it. It's just so easy to use. I've chosen the Regal stamps, the Regal collection of cardstock to go with this paper. Lots of other things go with it as well, but this one just seems to really bring out the beauty of the colors in these papers. I've used two different colors of ink here. I've used Cherry Cobbler and Rich Razzleberry, and you can certainly buy those ink pads individually, but you might want to consider, because it's celebration time and you get great things free with $50 and $100 purchases, you might want to consider getting the entire collection of ink pads. That's what the entire collection looks like. And then you have so many choices of ink. You also can get the ink refills. This is a different collection, but you would get all 10 of them, and it's at a cost savings as are the ink pads. So think about that as a good time to build your collection, so you have all the colors that you want to play with to really, really enjoy your stamping. Well, let me show you how these two cards go together. This one's a really simple fun fold, and this is a very simple card just featuring the designer series paper. So let me scoot some of these things out of the way and just show you how those go together and how to stamp them really easily. Oh, I am just in love with this paper. I'm partial to florals anyway, and it makes me feel like I'm such an artist to be able to use paper that's been hand painted. So let me just set that aside. I have to be careful because I don't want to ruin any of this paper because I want to use so much of it. All right, well, those are our cards. Let's start with this fun fold. It's a gatefold, and I just want to point out that because this is a script stamp set, it just really blends well with this artistic look. And I tried to choose what I would call a simple, sophisticated layout for these, and that way it's easy to do, and also it gives you a great look. Well, let's bring in our pieces for this fun fold. When I cut this piece of designer series paper, I like to cut it so that it matches, and of course I can't figure that out. There we go. I like to cut the piece, a larger piece first, and then cut it in half so that my pattern matches up, because even with that space in between, the eye can carry that over. So that's my designer series paper that's been cut. Let's go ahead and put that thank you onto our greeting, so we're ready to go with that. And I'm using cherry cobbler, which is the matching ink to the paper, and that always just goes so well to have that coordination. So we'll just put that little word thank you right there. Oh yes, that's just what I wanted. And we'll go ahead and glue that to this piece that I've cut that goes behind it. It's also cherry cobbler. And we'll just get that in place so that we're ready to go for later. Now, to do this gatefold, it's important that your card folds well. This is scored at 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. And so we're going to go ahead and fold this, but you can see what I'm doing is I'm going to make certain that the center lines up, and once that lines up perfectly, then I'm going to crease my edges. It could be off ever so slightly, but this way I know that it's perfectly folded and I have that gate fold. So I'm going to go ahead and put my white inside of that. It's a thank you card, so it'll just be a little greeting or a little message that I write inside there. I don't have anything I need to stamp in there for a thank you note, so that's ready to go. Let me put those two pieces on, and I'm going to flip them this way so I make certain that I put them on the same way that they were cut. I always get confused by that, but that's okay. Bless you. And so here we go. We're going to put that piece there, and we're going to put this piece right here so it just finishes up that little pattern there. So there we go with that, and those are cut just right in half. And then I have this cute little piece of crushed curry paper, and that's just, I'm just going to put a little bit down there because I want to just accent this. Almost looks like a little place card from a fancy dinner, and that's the look that I was going for. And then I'm going to I just want to glue on this side because I don't want it to go over on my gatefold there. So that's just going to go right there. And then I think the last great thing to add are just some rhinestones. So I'm just going to pick up 3 different rhinestones. And of course, the easiest way to do that is to put them on the 2 spots where you want them to begin and end, and then add the middle one right in the center, and then you know that it's going to be positioned perfectly. Well, and whoops, I guess I didn't do that quite well, but that's all right, you get the idea. So here we are with what our gatefold looks like, and let's move on to the other card. So here we have this beautiful designer series paper, and what that's made with are just some really basic squares. So the first thing we need to do, of course, is to fold our cardstock in half. And again, we'll use the bone folder to do that. Get a nice crease on there. I did go ahead and pre-stamp my words, so I'm going to go ahead and stick those on the inside here, so I'm ready to go with my card. This says, sorry for your loss, and the front says, wishing I could heal your heart. Okay, and let me go ahead and put the designer series paper on the front here as well. This just goes together so quickly, and I have to admit that these are the kind of cards that I really like to have on hand because they really need to go out right away. I don't really have a lot of time to think about them, so I want to have them ready, so I make a lot of them at one time. We're going to be using rich raspberry ink here, and we're going to be stamping on the diagonal. So I want to line this stamp up well so that it looks like it's going to fit perfectly on this diagonal. I think that looks pretty good. Oh yes, just what I wanted. And this piece is then going to go onto the rich raspberry backing that I have cut. This is a 2-inch square, and the backing here is a 2 1/4. And these 2 pieces of old olive are also 2 1/4 square. Now I want to use dimensionals to put this greeting on. So I want to start by getting my dimensionals on the first piece, and then I'll show you how to kind of line them up, because it's very important that these line up straight. it's a little crooked is not going to work out well for this particular design. So the first thing I want to do is really make certain that the distance here and the distance over here are the same. So I've got that lined up. Oh, I like that very much. And then I'm going to go ahead and put one more dimensional back here that's going to hold this in place, and add my green, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here because I'm going to know that that's going to overlap. So I got that off of there. So then I'm going to go ahead and put this on the diagonal and line that up so that that is even as well, hopefully about the same distance. There we go. Oh yes, just what I wanted. And that whole piece is ready to just glue on to the front of the card as a simple, beautiful, beautiful detail. I think it looks really, really elegant. I'm going to put it in so it's a little bit higher than center. And of course, we're going to add a few more of our beautiful gems on there. One up here and one down here. And look at that. We've got our finished cards with this beautiful, beautiful stamp set, as well as the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. Well, enjoy all of these products.